In this video, we're going to be covering some tests that you can do to see how strong your neck is, and a whole whack of exercises to train the muscles up on the top of the shoulders and into your neck and your deep neck flexors. This deep neck flexor hold test is a great way to get a baseline of your overall endurance and strength of your cervical deep neck flexor muscles. Laying on your back, you're going to perform a chin tilt. What this means is you're not going to bend your head down. You're just going to tuck your chin to your Adam's apple, creating that double chin I was alluding to, lengthening the back of your neck. Once you're in that chin tilt position, you're just going to lightly lift your head off of the pillow. You're only lifting your head off of the pillow so you can just barely feel the pressure of it. Again, not bending your head up. You're just going to hold for as long as you can comfortably. The normative values for this is about 27 seconds for females and 30 to 31 seconds for males. It's really important that we nail activating our deep neck flexors because I'm going to be mentioning it for every single exercise in this video. So we're going to really practice it now. If you're sitting forward with your chest rounded, what we want to think is just chest up. This automatically straightens up our neck a little bit. But the key piece is lengthening the back of your neck by tilting your chin down to your Adam's apple. So you can see I really added length into this area where I get rid of the wrinkles, tilting the chin down, creating a nice and long, and now I got a lovely double chin. That's how I know I'm in a nice engaged position for my neck, and I'm recruiting those muscles and not my primary movers like my sternocleidomastoid, my SCM. So that's what we're going to be using for our baseline position for our cervical strengthening. Shoulder shrugs are a favorite exercise of mine for training the upper fibers of traps and the levator scapula. However, I like doing it in the A-frame position. So having your arms abducted or out to the side about 30 degrees. This just adds a biomechanical disadvantage to the muscles and really loads up the upper fibers of traps so you can be more specific in targeting it. It takes less weight, but provides a lot of extra load. So what you're going to do is you're going to shrug your shoulders to your ears, and you're going to do a 1, 2, 3 count eccentric. At the bottom, you're almost like pulling down or depressing your shoulders. It's really important to also train that 3-second count for this exercise, because I like to think of these muscles contracting strong, but also getting that eccentric length to be long. I don't want to be really emphasized over shortening them or over contracting them, because that can lead to its own things. So a nice eccentric component on this exercise is fantastic. This is where things get fun. We're going to go into 4-point tabletop position on our hands and knees with a band around for some cervical retraction. When you're in this position, put the band around the back of your head and around your ears. Then you're going to find that nice chin tilt position, so lengthen the neck, and you're going to turn your head side to side into the resistance band. Of course, the more tension you pull down, the harder it is going to be trying to bend your head forward. You need to resist. And of course, the thicker the band is, the more challenge it's going to be turning into the band. So start at a spot that's comfortable. We are looking for a little bit more endurance base with this exercise. So you're kind of thinking like the 2 sets of like 10 to 20 repetitions. So you don't need to do a maximal effort on the band. The exercise ball is a great way to get some isometric load into the side of our neck. This is going to be really important for any sports where you wear a helmet, like football, hockey, Formula 1 driving. This is going to help develop your ability to stay nice and stable and to resist the impact forces that will come your way. Having the ball on the wall, you're going to put your head onto the ball. Now, what you have to do is you have to be mindful of your starting position. The body needs to stay streamlined. If you lean too far away from the wall and you can't support yourself without your head kinking like 90 degrees, that's too much difficulty. Move in to where you can support yourself and you're able to keep your nose through your cervical region relatively neutral. That'll be a good starting position. As you start to get better with this, you will be able to add some movements into the wall. But initially, to get comfortable, it's great to just start with a hold, build up your time from 5 to 30 seconds. You can't train the core of your neck, your deep flexors, without just training your core. My favorite overall exercise for the deep neck flexors is the V-sit. Being in that V-sit position, we're going to make sure we find that nice cervical position, not bending our head forward to take the slack off. And we're going to engage our entire anterior chain The further our legs are out and the more we're leaning back, the more work it is going to be. This is just a maximal hold exercise. Start a little bit closer in, a little bit more upright, it'll be easier, and then really try to level out and flatten out as you get stronger, building your time as you can tolerate. Now you have a good baseline test to get an idea of where your endurance and your cervical muscles lie, and you have 4 exercises you can do to train all around the cervical region to kind of help give you that strength and that stability for your sports and activities, and to ultimately hopefully prevent some extra pain down the road. If you have any questions, drop them below. See my website for my programs and more.